Hi everyone, and welcome to Hosting with Susanna, where I hope you create beautiful parties and fun gatherings without all the stressful planning. Today we're making my garden bunny egg bites for your spring garden brunch, or for your Easter brunch, Mother's Day brunch, whatever type of brunch you're hosting, depending on what time of the year you're watching this. I love egg bites. They're such a go-to of mine at breakfast time. A lot of times I'll food prep them and then eat them in the morning throughout the week. So I knew that I really wanted to have egg bites in this brunch menu since they're such a favorite of mine. But I didn't want this to be your traditional egg bite. I really wanted to have some spring garden flavors to it. So we have carrots, which is just such a great garden vegetable. It makes you think of springtime and bunnies. We have kale, which is just such a great leafy green that also makes you think of the garden. We have capers to just add a little extra zest of flavor. And then we have dill, which has just been a staple herb throughout this whole brunch menu. So here's what you're going to need to get started. 6 to 7 large eggs, a half a cup of carrots that have been shredded, 1 cup of kale that's been chopped up, 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 tablespoon of fresh dill that's been finely chopped, 2 tablespoons of capers that have been rinsed and drained just to reduce the amount of sodium, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Now in a large pan, we'll go ahead and heat up that olive oil over medium heat. Now we'll add our chopped carrots and our kale. And now we're going to cook this until our carrots are just softened and our kale is wilted. And the reason that we're cooking our carrots and kale before putting them into our egg bites is so that when they're in the egg bites, they don't suck up all that moisture and deflate our egg bites. Okay, now that we have our carrots and kale cooked how we want, we're going to go ahead and take this off the heat and let them cool down a bit. Now in either a blender or a food processor, go ahead and add your cottage cheese, and your eggs. And now we'll just go ahead and blend this together until it's smooth and frothy. Okay, that looks perfect. And the reason that we blended our eggs and our cottage cheese is just to ensure that our egg bites stay fluffy and have the best consistency. And now using some paper towels, we're just going to squeeze out any excess water from our kale. This just helps again so that it doesn't suck out the moisture of our egg bites. And then in a medium-sized bowl, we'll add our kale and our carrots, our egg and cottage cheese mixture, our capers, and our dill. And now we're just going to stir all these ingredients together until they're well combined. And now we'll just spoon this egg bite mixture into muffin tins that have been greased. This will yield 12 egg bites. So we want to have our muffin tins inside of a high-rimmed baking sheet so that we can fill this baking sheet with about 1/4 of an inch of really hot water so that it's going to help our egg bites to not deflate. And now we'll just go ahead and put these in an oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to bake them for 20 to 25 minutes or until the centers are set. Now this part is optional, but if you want, while your garden bunny egg bites are baking, you can go ahead and make cute little bunny ears for your egg bites using carrot sticks. So you'll need around 4 to 6 carrots, depending on the length of them. So we're going to take our carrots and start by cutting them either in half or in thirds, just depending on how long they are. And now we'll have a couple of carrot sticks. And so we'll take each carrot stick and we'll then cut each of those in half again. And then at one end, go ahead and at the tip, just cut a little bit of a point and then round it out. And do that on both sides. Where you have the tip, go ahead and just kind of do a rounded out point. Like that. And then again, do the same with the other end. At one point, do a little bit of a rounded out edge, and again a little bit of a rounded out edge. cabbage. So then our carrot stick look like little bunny ears. And then you'll just go ahead and continue doing the same process with the other carrots. Our egg bites are done baking. I always find it easiest to get them out of the muffin tin with a little tiny spatula and then just kind of move it around in a complete circle and then pop it out from the bottom. And now if we want to add the little bunny ears, we can just go ahead and take an egg bite and then using a knife just cut 2 little slits into your egg bite in approximately the center of the egg bite. And then just take your little carrots shaped like bunny ears and put them right into those slits that you created with the knife. And there you have it, a little egg bite with little bunny ears. Let's go ahead and give it a try. That is so delicious. I just love those garden flavors from the carrot, the kale, and the dill, and then that extra saltiness that you get from the capers. It's so delicious. I hope you and your guests love it. I'll see you next time.